Welcome into another edition of Mavs Latest. I am Josyah Howard, and I will catch you up on all the latest with Dallas Mavericks news, notes, trade rumors. We have it all. Today, I want to start with a little bit of interesting news. This is kind of tied in, so I want to start with the fact that Desmond Bane of the Memphis Grizzlies, he got traded earlier for Contavious Caldwell Pope Cole Anthony, excuse me, of the Orlando Magic, and 4 unprotected first round picks and 1 first round pick swap. Initial response, yeah, wowza of a trade. I don't even really want to get into that part of it. How the Dallas Mavericks may be tied into all this is the new Memphis Grizzlies head coach is looking to fill up his current staff. And former Bucks head coach Adrian Griffin, Mavericks assistant head coach Jared Dudley, and Magic assistant Dale Osborne are still in number one contention to be on Memphis's bench next year. So the possibility of losing assistant coach Jared Dudley on Jason Kidd's staff is definitely in jeopardy. And we'll definitely touch on Jason Kidd later in this pod. But another note, coaches like Sean Sweeney and Shamgod are also receiving interest from other NBA teams to be assistants. Sweeney getting interest from San Antonio Spurs. Again, Jared Dudley receiving interest from the Grizzlies and the Cavaliers. And apparently the Magic, after making this trade with the Grizzlies, are interested in taking Dallas shooting coach Shamgod and ball handling coach Shamgod. All the real hoopers, you know, if you know. So yeah, this is an interesting note from the Mavericks here. You have the rumors with Jason Kidd possibly leaving the team. As of right now, and again, we will get to that with Jason Kidd. We've heard not really any traction on it, but there is. I just want to update that in a little bit. An update in terms of the Mavericks' plans in the draft this year is they plan on moving around in the draft. So instead of using the 2 early second round picks they have, they would like to possibly package those picks, move up in the late first round. And Rafael Barlow of Locked On NBA Big Board podcast, he suggested that the Mavericks are a team that are looking to get, like I said, in the back end of the first round and add a point guard. What are some of the pathways to get this done? He notes that Dallas doesn't have many future picks, owning the complete rights to their picks in 2026 and 2031 and beyond, and the Lakers' 2029 first round pick, while their pick in 2028, 2029, and 2030 can be swapped from control by other teams involved in those trades. They also own the 2031 second round pick that came back in the Quentin Grimes trade once Caleb Martin failed his physical. So yeah, I mean, I do love the idea of the Mavericks possibly adding a draft pick, adding some depth in the first round, possibly going out and grabbing a guard. I personally love Walter Clayton Jr. out of Florida. I don't know if he makes it that far. I think he's somebody that could possibly climb, but he also could fall. I think he could be like someone like a Kemba Walker, who got a lot of notoriety in the tournament for UConn and then got drafted in the lottery to the Charlotte Hornets. So, but he also could be a Jalen Brunson who slides to the second round after leading his team to a national championship. So, again, I like it for the Mavericks. Don't trade the number one pick. Keep it. Cooper Flag, cash it. But if you can move up back into the first round, add a guard. We've talked about it before. I've suggested guys like DeMar DeRozan possibly. Guys like Russell Westbrook, excuse me. Not DeMar DeRozan. We'll actually get to that, and I kind of spoiled that, but we'll get to that. Mavs, honestly, you have many options of how you need to fill this Kyrie injury situation. Me personally, a veteran guard is probably the decision I would make. But if you draft somebody, you could at least slide someone in. Because if you draft somebody, you might as well just give Max Christie those minutes, in my opinion. Because Max Christie, at the end of his Lakers tenure, when he was getting starting minutes, was showing flashes of really good starter minutes. 15 and 10, efficient shooting from the 3-point line. If you give Max Christie that opportunity, we'll see what happens. Like, anything's possible if you could just give some of these guys that weren't necessarily getting the minutes and the opportunity because, let's face it, there's better players in front of them. They have now the season to show what they got, especially the guards on this team. So if you want to draft it late in the first round, again, if you move up for a guy like Walter Clayton Jr., I'm with it. But don't force it. You don't necessarily need to do it. So, I hinted earlier in the episode that the Mavericks have really tried to shut the door on all this nonsense with the Knicks trying to steal Jason Kidd, because ESPN's Brian Windhorst went on TV earlier this week and said, I think the most important thing here is the message is that the Mavs sent is that he is not available. They were like, nah. There is no way. It is a no. They are not interested in further negotiations at all. It's not even a callback. And that is the message they want out in public. The belief is that head coach Jason Kidd, who is seeking a contract extension according to the Post Stefan Bondi. I mean, this is a no-brainer. I've been saying it over and over again, and I'll continue to say it over and over again. You got teams trying to poach your head coach, and you're not even letting him interview. So sign him long term. Give him whatever he wants. Give him some control, some security in this franchise, because clearly other teams want him. So if you're not going to lock him in, then let someone else lock him in. That's the key here. If you can't get a contract extension done in a timely manner, then this does need to be revisited. This is where, when there's smoke, there's fire. Because if he doesn't sign a contract extension, and mark my words, if he does not get a contract extension, Jason Kidd will work his way out. He has done it in the past, and he will do it in the future. So, before I end this one today on Mavs Latest, I want to just get all the Mavs chatter for the day out there. Just a couple notes today, and I gave it away a little bit earlier. I let it slip just a little bit, but the Smoking Cuban article by, I want to give him the credit, Josh Cornelian. Sorry if I butchered that. I apologize. He suggested that the possible Kyrie replacement should be DeMar DeRozan. Now, he suggests that DeRozan being on a team-friendly deal, where his deal is also partially guaranteed in 26-27 at a number of $10 million, makes it an interesting play to make a trade. Now, the money works out if you pair Klay Thompson and Najee Marshall together. That is where I take a pause. DeMar DeRozan, that would be nice in Dallas. I just think he's proven that if you want to take that next step and win as a team, like win at that high level, that next level, and maybe before I say this, he might have just gotten unlucky with the teams he's been with. But if I want to get to my team to like that winning stop, I don't know if I want to bring DeMar DeRozan in, especially because he's not a strong 3-point shooter. You got to be able to shoot threes in this league, bro. You got to. You have to be able to hit the 3 ball in this league. No matter what team you're playing for, even if you're like the Thunder, who are kind of not the type of team that's going to just necessarily let it fly from 3 every single game. But you got to be able to have it in your repertoire. You got to be able to occasionally hit 15 to 23s in a ball game. Um, so you had me. It was interesting, but once you brought Klay Thompson into the mix, I think with Klay Thompson, let it rock for a year or two. Just see what you can get out of him. You don't need him to be that 2016, 2015 Klay Thompson. If he can come in and give you 15 points per game on 40% from three, that's all you need from Klay Thompson. You don't need him to be that 25 a game guy anymore. So the last bit of Mavs chatter I wanted to mention before we wrap things up here on Mavs Latest is Daniel Gafford. Oh my, oh my. He postered a poor young kid at a local gym, and it's just going crazy on social media. And I love when guys could give these moments to the local people in whatever area they play for, if they go back home and who while they're back home or whatever the case may be. This is a moment this young kid is gonna remember forever. It's like, yeah, you went viral getting dunked on by an NBA player, but it's like, it's all in good fun. Like, this is a moment you'll remember forever. And I know I've been mentioning Daniel Gafford a lot lately in trade rumors, but good for Daniel Gafford for creating a moment for this young person at a local Dallas country suburb. It was just at a local gym in a suburb in the DeSoto, Texas. Um, but yeah, I mean, great on Daniel Gafford. That's again, great moment he created for that young man in that gym, and just I love seeing cool moments like that come across my timeline. A lot of bad stuff going on lately, and it's great to see that you can put a little smile on it, a young person's face at the local gym. So kudos to Daniel Gafford. This excuse me has been Mavs Latest. I am Josyah Howard, and thanks for listening, and let's get it.